2017 to 2022 Chevy Blazer thermostat replacement. Let's pop our corner bottle off, and we can drain it two ways. Either you remove the lower radiator hose or twist that wet cap and take it off. But I find it easier to do it that way by taking the lower radiator hose. Have a bucket ready when you do that, by the way, and I'm putting it back. And let's remove our intake air duct. It is held by 7mm. Loosen them up and remove that evap hose in the back of the intake. And that's in the evap hose. Like it's a 8mm. Loosen that up and take that cover here. It is a 10mm. It's one piece. One piece. There it is. Let's remove our evap purge valve. Let's remove the hose out of it. There it is. Let's unplug our map sensor and the purge valve. Like so. Let's pop out those Christmas tree of the intake. You will be removing the intake manifold, by the way. Let's pop that evap hose here of the bracket. And now our throttle body. Let's unplug it. That's a 10mm. That's hold the intake manifold to the cylinder head. Use some compressor to take the dirt and debris out of it, because the cylinder head and the intake port will be exposed. You don't want any dirt and debris to fall inside the engine. That will be a bad day. Using a 30mm and a ratchet, let's remove our intake manifold bolt. There is about 8 30mm holding the manifold in place. Let's remove them. I'll say 6 rather, not 8, 6. And let's remove this pipe and the back of it. It is held by a 10mm. It's 2 of them. Use the second one. Our manifold ready to come out. Look at the intake port here. Pretty dirty in there. Not the worst I've seen though. Let's put our rag over it so dirt don't fall inside the engine. You don't want that. You really do not want that. Now let's remove our radiator hose back there. Is for the water outlet is connected to the thermostat. We need to get that one off, and we're gonna use a 10mm to loosen that bolt back there. I couldn't really show it to you. If you really, I was able to do it without taking the battery out, but if you can't really access it, I would suggest you take the battery out in the ECM bracket so you can have access to it. Now as you guys see, is the thermostat. It is held by 2 10mm. But before we do that, we need to remove those 2 hoses here. There is one on each side of the cylinder head, one on that side and one on the opposite side. I'm going to twist the water outlet to pop off the thermostat. As you guys see here, it'll eventually come out. I would suggest you do it that way if you're DIY, but if you really want it done the other way, you have technically you should be removing the fuel injectors, but the way I just did it is just for the DIY. I don't expect the DIY have the special tool to remove the injector well. If not, just take it to the dealership. They have them professionally done. You can do it that way, or you can replace the water outlet and the thermostat. It is up to you guys. But I'm doing it that way just for the DIYers, and you can follow it and you'll be good to go. It's less labor intensive though. So I have the thermostat in place. We're going to put those little pipe inside the cylinder head. There's two of them. Here's the first one going in. There it is. The second one. Each of them are held by 10mm, by the way. The first 10. There it is. The second one. So we're going to clean our intake port a little bit and put a new O-ring on the intake manifold. I would suggest you replace them, because if not, you will have a vacuum leak if you don't, especially if they are very old. There it is. Replace all 6 of them. And I'll have a video of at the end on how to bleed the cooling system. Watch the installation procedure, and you will see it at the end. And by the way, there is an O-ring in that thermostat. I would suggest you replace it. I didn't replace it on that one because that thermostat was replaced recently, and that O-ring is fairly new, so I just reused it. But technically, if you're doing it that way, I highly suggest you replace that O-ring. It is a red O-ring. I think it's red or orange, and there is a tightening sequence for the intake manifold. You can pause and screenshot it. I'll highly suggest you replace it, because if not, it will start leaking out. But in my case, it was, once again, it was fairly new. Everything went fine. I'm putting everything back together, tight all the bolts, and fill up the car with coolant. And watch the procedure, my last clip, to know how to bleed the cooling system, because it is very necessary to bleed it. If not, it will be a very bad day. Watch the video to the end to fully comprehend what is going on. There it is. Now let's fill it up with coolant. You use a 50-50 mix. I'll have the link in the comment section below for it. And the car will be ready to be started. Today's video, I'll be showing you how to bleed the cooling system on most GM vehicles. I made a video last month regarding replacing a thermostat on the Colorado. The guy in the comments said that, oh, I didn't show how to bleed the system. So lucky for him, today I have a 19 Colorado that coming for thermostat replacement. I already replaced the thermostat. I'll post the link in the comment section how to replace it. I'm gonna show how to bleed the cooling system. First and foremost, you take the cap off. Take the cap off, right? You have a funnel like this, and you have a 50-50 mix coolant. You can buy it straight from the auto parts store, already pre-mixed, or you can buy the concentrate one and mix it with water. 50% coolant, 50% water, which is what I have right now. I already mixed it. So we're going to fill the cooling system until the coolant bottle go all the way up, right? There it is. There it is. just like that. So what we're gonna do now, we're going to start the vehicle. As you can see, guys can see the air bubble already coming out, right? We're going to start the vehicle and let the engine temperature reach normal operating temp. We are in the vehicle right now. We're about to start it. Okay, and when you start it, you're going to put the heat on full high, all right, like this. And let's turn off the AC and put the fan on full high like this, right? So you'll need to monitor the temperature. Let the car run for 10 to 20 minutes with the coolant reservoir cap off, right? And let the temperature reach to the normal operating temp, right in the middle. The normal temperature should be 210. So when you reach that with the cap off, you see no more air bubble coming out of the bottle, meaning it's already bled. Right. In the case of the vehicle, it came in already hot, so I just replaced it. And I can already feel the heat kicking in. That's what you want. So when you reach the middle, you're going to have heat. The heat gonna be very hot coming out the vent. That means it's already bled. Let's go check out the bottle. You guys can see here, the coolant level drop to the middle. That's what you want. And have a feel for the coolant hose. The thermostats are open yet because it's cold. Okay, and let it run for like 20 minutes with the cap off. And when you're done, put the cap back on. Make sure the temperature doesn't go past the middle. If you put the cap back on and go for a drive. That's all there is to it, guys. It's a pretty easy process. If you guys have any question, you can comment, and I'll post the link for the part needed for this, the coolant and the thermostat. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.